Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming and joining me today. Really appreciate it. Love you. Okay, so for some reason you didn't read the title and just clicked on this video. Today, I'm gonna be giving you 16 pieces of advice, I guess, because it was my birthday on Friday, so it was kind of like a birthday edition type of thing. I wanted to do something birthday related for this video, and I didn't really know what to do, so I figured this would be a good idea. Okay, so number one, we have toxic friends. It's impossible to go through life and not have toxic friends. It just happens. But there's a difference between having a toxic friend and then being a toxic friend. I want to talk about the difference between them. So when you have a toxic friend, they will just always put you down. They aren't really always there for you. You know, like, you do a lot for them, although you don't expect to receive it back. They don't even mention, oh, hey, thanks. They can just sometimes not be very nice people. But the difference between that and just a normal friend is that they never say sorry. And that's like really important, because you have to say sorry when you're wrong, and you're always going to be wrong. I have to say sorry sometimes. That is just how it works. But now, if you want to see if you are the toxic friend, apply the things that I just said, things that a toxic friend does, and see if you do that. If you are always the friend that is making problems happen in the friend group, you're probably the toxic friend. But if you don't say sorry, and if you expect that friend to just come back to you like nothing happened, and again, you are probably the toxic friend. And if you recognize that, try and change, because we're all trying to get better in this big, ugly, sometimes ugly world. Figuring out that you are and trying to make a difference is really important. And another thing that you can see if you are the toxic friend is that people are always getting annoyed with you, and you lose a lot of friends quickly, and a lot. If you are losing like 2 to 3 friends in a year, not just because like your interests have changed and it's because you guys got in a fight, maybe see if it's your fault. Again, there's a possibility it's probably not, but there's probably a larger possibility that it is, because that other person, you might be the only friend that they lost in that year. Number 2, body image. So this is a very important thing, because if you don't love your body, how can you, I guess, be fully happy? Like, I want you to look in the mirror and say, I'm hot. And I know there's days that I definitely don't feel like that, but there's also days where I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I look kind of cute. Even if people are saying that you're ugly, which, I mean, you're literally not, because like, ugliness was determined by society. So a lot of times if they say you are ugly, it's probably not their minds. It's probably the way that society has influenced their minds to see this type of body as ugly, or this type of face as ugly, and those type of things. You have to think about it. A lot of times when people call somebody ugly, it's because they're the opposite of what society is saying is beautiful. Just don't listen to them. Just don't listen to them, and learn to love your body, whether you're 200 pounds or like you're 90 pounds. But then again, with that comes number 3, which is health along with your body image. And health is very important, because I don't know about you, but I kind of want to live a very long time. There's also things to think about along with your body. Like, I know for me, I can't exactly get too big, and not because I'm like, oh, being fat is ugly. No, I literally don't care. But in my family, we're more prone to diabetes. So that means I have to watch a lot of my sugar intake, especially as I get older and my body can't really process it and my metabolism slows down. If I am fat, you know, I have to know that, yeah, okay, I like my body like this, but you have to make sure that you know what might happen to you because of the choices you're making now. Make sure you know the consequences. And if, again, you don't care about the consequences, then you do you. But just make sure you're not going to regret it in the future, because You can't turn back time. So just always be mindful. Number 4, grades. Grades are everything, but they also aren't everything. So it's always important to make sure you put your grades before a lot of things. And I'm not saying above everything, you still want to have a social life because you want to be happy. But if you haven't done your homework and you have a project due really soon and there's a football game, maybe consider skipping out on the football game and working on your project. And if you need help, go and ask a teacher. Literally, nobody cares. If you are worried about people looking at you weird, no one cares. Just do it, please. Unless you have a teacher that's really bad at helping you. If you have a friend with another teacher with the same subject, ask your friend if you can go with them to their class and ask them a question, or ask your friend who's really good at that subject. But don't be afraid to ask for help. Grades, again, are not everything, because a lot of things can determine you going into college, like sports, clubs, they help tutor, volunteer work, jobs. There's so many things that also determine you getting into college, and all you need grade-wise for college is the bare minimum. But you don't get into that school, it's not because of your grades, it's because of other things. Number 5, school. Everybody goes through school, at least in America in this day and age. Everybody goes through school. You have to, by law. Maybe this doesn't apply to you if you're doing like homeschool, but make the most of your school. Make good friends, make good memories, because there's a lot of things I wish I did, at least in my freshman and sophomore year. I also miss not going to more football games, because I never necessarily had a friend that I would be like, oh, are you going to the football game too? But literally, if I was so concerned about that, I could have just gone in after halftime where it was free and found a friend. And if I didn't, then I just called my mom to pick me up and take me home, since I live super close to school. So I really regret not going to more events like that, because that's probably when your life is going to be the most chill and you're going to be the most independent. Number 6, peer pressure. But peer pressure is literally everywhere. People always talk about peer pressure like when talking about alcohol and drugs and vaping and all that stuff, which is very true. But there's also other things like putting on makeup, wearing more tight, scandalous clothing, having a boyfriend. Like, that is also peer pressure if there's people telling you need to do that, because you don't need to do that. So just don't let it get to you. Even parents do it. Like, you shouldn't feel like you have to do anything. You should do stuff because you genuinely want to. The only things you should feel like you have to do is maybe like take a shower or go to the doctor's or go to the dentist, stuff like that. That stuff that is like good peer pressure. But like, peer pressure exists everywhere and it can come from anybody and everybody, and just don't listen to it. Just be yourself, because you are freaking amazing. If you are a guy, this can also pertain to you. Number 7, make goals to accomplish every day. And I know that sounds like a lot, but just think about it. Just little goals, one every day. 7 things done in a week. Like, I usually get like maybe 2-3 things done in a week. 7 things done in a week if you just plan to do one thing every day. And it doesn't have to be big goals. It can be things like, on this day, I've been meaning to get a new pen. I'm gonna go and buy that pen. It doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be small. And then you get 7 things done in a week, and you will feel like such a more productive person. I said it so weird. And it's not easy. All of these things are gonna take time to accomplish. But don't get disheartened. Just keep on trying. I believe in you with my whole heart, my whole entire bloody pulsating heart. I believe in you. That was kind of graphic. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, number 8, learning new things. Okay, think of something that you've always wanted to do. And I mean like realistic, not like I want to be a unicorn. Think of a thing that you actually want to learn to do and for a long time. Give me a second. Got it. Okay. Do it. You want to learn how to drive? Maybe wait till you're like 15 and a half and you can do it legally, but turn 15 and a half, go and get your permit. You want to learn how to skateboard? Get a skateboard from Amazon. I found one for $50 and she's super cute, holographic bottom, sparkly grip tape. love it. You want to learn how to sew, get a sewing machine. Or if sewing machine is too much, just get a little sewing kit and learn how to sew. Don't ever think you're too old or too young to try something unless like by law you legally like cannot. And I know that's how I'm gonna feel if I don't do something that I want to try. You know, I'm gonna be like 30 and be like, I was literally only like 16. Like, why didn't I do it? And same thing when I'm like 60, I'm gonna look back at something that I didn't do when I was 30. I'm gonna be like, I was literally 30. Number 9, and this kind of goes with number 8 that I just said. Don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself. It's life. Let me think of an example. You're in elementary school. There's a talent show, but you are too scared to do the talent show. You might not even see those people from elementary school ever again. And if you do, after high school, you might not even see them again. And by that point, they won't even care about what you did in elementary school because they probably did equally embarrassing things in elementary school. You're my age. You're 16. Gonna be a junior. You want to wear leopard print pants with a very bright purple top, but you're embarrassed? Just do it. Because yeah, there might be some people who are gonna give you looks, but there's also gonna be the people who will be like, you know what, I'm really jealous because I wish I had the confidence to do that. And you'd be like, that's so tacky. Nobody says that. I see that all the time about so many people. Like, I'll just see them on the street and they're just living like their best freaking life, and I'm so jealous. Just do it for yourself. Do what makes you happy, and don't be afraid to make a fool of yourself. Number 10, working in groups. Working in groups, okay, I'm sorry I'm wearing this helmet like this. My head is too big and I don't want this to get stuck. But anyways, working in groups. Your whole life you're gonna be working in groups. I know you might be in school right now and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I hate it because I do this work and this person doesn't do this work. But you have to learn to deal with it. You really do, because it's never gonna stop. When you get into the work life, you're gonna end up working in groups or with a partner or with somebody. Even if you're an entrepreneur and you're starting your own thing, you're gonna have to meet with people to help your business grow. And you're gonna have to work with them, but just think of it as a learning experience, because that's literally what it is. It's a learning experience. But also, don't be the person that's slacking, okay? Don't be that person. And if you're watching this video and you've made it this far, you're probably not that type of person. Not only for yourself, but for other people. Help yourself grow, help other people grow, and become a better person. Okay, I'm gonna take this off now, it kind of hurts. Number 11, don't compare yourself to others. Okay, I'm sorry I ran out of sunglasses and all that type of stuff. Your life is so much different than even your siblings. So don't compare your successes and your fails to other people's. And yeah, there might be somebody smarter than you, but there also might be someone dumber than you. And just because they're better at something than me doesn't mean that I'm worse than them. It doesn't mean that they're better than me either. Just compare yourself to your past self. Are you growing as a person? If yes, good. If you are not, maybe look at what you're doing wrong. Number 12. I don't know. Let things happen day by day. Really quick, I want to say that this is my first time wearing it after it's been cleaned. So yeah, of course it's important to know what you want to do in the future, or at least have some type of thing that you want to do in the future. But it's also important not to plan that out too much, because then you're not living now, you're living for the future. And then when you get to the future and you get to that point, you're gonna look back and be like, okay, what did I do with my life? You know? And it's also important because you're gonna plan for this so much that if it doesn't happen, you're gonna be so upset and you're gonna regret even trying. So just let things happen day by day. Don't worry about it too much. So I mean, I know that was kind of weird and explained it really badly, but I hope you understand. Number 13, popularity literally does not matter at all. So you've seen the movies, they're walking around showing the new kid and they're like, oh yeah, this is this table, this is that table, this is the most popular person in school. That doesn't exist, and nobody cares if you're popular. Like, if that's something that you expect, it's not gonna happen. At least in public school. I don't know about private school. So if you want to be popular, forget it. If it happens, sure, but don't try and make it happen, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So please, just be yourself. Be happy And if you get popular, okay, whatever. If you don't, okay, whatever. I don't know how else to say it. It just doesn't matter. So don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Just live your beautiful life. Number 14, find people that you can share basically anything with. And this is like a really close friend, a parent, an adult, a counselor, anybody, because it's really good just to have somebody that you can share basically anything with. So if you're feeling sad, or if like, you just have like a secret, that type of stuff. And of course, you're probably not gonna find somebody who you can tell all of these things to, but hopefully you can find somebody that you can at least tell most of these things to, and then have other friends or other people that you can tell other things that you don't want to tell that person. Because it's just really good for your mental health. It's good just to talk with somebody and not feel like you're in a judgmental place, and then you can just tell them whatever. Cool. This one's short because this hurts my eyes. Number 15, just because somebody's opinion isn't the same as yours doesn't make it invalid. Another example of an opinion that is like whether you think chocolate or vanilla ice cream is better. This is not going out very well. Some people are going to say chocolate ice cream is better. Some people are going to say vanilla ice cream is better. It doesn't make the other person's opinion wrong, but that doesn't make their opinion wrong. It doesn't mean that chocolate ice cream is bad either. That's an opinion. And it's okay to have different opinions, because we're all grown up in different ways, and we all experience different things, and so we come to believe different things than other people maybe will. And that's just the way that life is. And yes, you don't have to agree with them. You don't. But you have to respect it, because we are all people, and you have to respect their opinion. 16. Your opinions will change with time, and that is completely okay. Let me give you an example. When I was younger, I thought makeup was bad. I hated it. I was like, oh, like people shouldn't wear makeup. They should like the way that they look. But now my opinion has changed, and now I like makeup. It makes some people feel more confident about themselves. It makes people express themselves in a different way. So that's how my opinion has changed, but it can also change in like a much drastic different way. People's opinions change all the time, and your opinions will change all the time, and that is completely okay. Yes, there's going to be some things that are the same, and don't be embarrassed by your opinion changing. It doesn't make you any less of anything. That's just how humans grow. That is just how we are. Yeah, that is all I have for this week's video. I hope it wasn't too long, but the reason I did do a more chilled video was also because I'm changing my upload date to Saturday. So I wanted a really just simple video and then have a more fun video on Saturday. So if you want to stay tuned for this Saturday's video, where I'm going to be testing some 5-minute crafts, school edition, and I've already done one fashion edition, so if you want to check that out, it'll be there. But if you want to see that, go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I post that video. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please show me your support by liking this video, commenting whatever you thought was the best piece of advice for you, and subscribing, because that supports me more than you can believe. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.